Gentlemen, it's the ultimate precursor to the 2024 elections. In just about 45 days from now, the state of Karnataka will deliver its mandate. It's a clear fight between the BJP and the Congress. The polling on all 224 assembly seats in the state will be held in one single phase on the 10th of May. The main contest in the state is between the ruling BJP and the Congress, while the JDS once again looks to play the role of kingmaker if the state ends in a hung assembly. After losing in the Surat court, Rahul Gandhi is all set to launch his Karnataka campaign from where it all began, a Satyamev Jayate rally at Kolar. 4 years ago, he targeted the Prime Minister from this same location, and that statement has now cost him his Sansad tag. The Gandhi sign hopes to win in the People's Court this time around. The BJP has made it a battle between Brand Modi and Bhrashtacharis. With elections round the corner, the Congress party has intensified the attack on Bommai Sarkar, claiming it to be a 40% commission Sarkar. But the strong man of the Congress party, DK Shivakumar, was seen throwing currency notes in a roadshow just yesterday. The BJP has now raised the question, was it corruption money that was being splashed around? Listen in to the BJP's attack.
He blatantly misuses all kind of powers and he does everything and he blames us. By throwing notes, they are showing that the people are beggars. They think, Congress party thinks people are beggars. The people will teach him. People are the real owners.
आज कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष उनका पॉलिटिक्स से आने से पहले उनका टोटल वेल्थ क्या था, आज क्या है, थोड़ा वो पब्लिक करने दो, सब पता चल जाता है। इसलिए कांग्रेस पार्टी और कांग्रेस पार्टी के शिवकुमार क्या, तो शिवकुमार ये जो कांग्रेस का बहुत बड़े बड़े नेता उनको करप्शन में फॉलो कर रहे हैं। इसमें तो मुझे बहुत आश्चर्य नहीं हुआ है। तो पार्टी ही करप्ट है, उसमें भी शिवकुमार बहुत करप्ट है।
While DK Shivakumar maintained that he hasn't done anything wrong, the Congress has said that the BJP sarkar is quick to unleash agencies on the opposition, but it's silent on its own corrupt leaders. This comes just a day after Prime Minister Modi cinched coalition of corrupt, saying that all the faces that are involved in corruption are now coming together on one platform. Listen in to the Congress's attack.
I have not offered any money to any voter. As a Indian custom tradition for the flock and for the women who give the tilak, we just give them some small tips to them. Some 2,000 rupees or something to 4 of them. Because a lot of women was there putting tilak and flock artists were there. I am not a fool. I am also a matured political leader. I know what is my responsibility.
अरे वहाँ तो 40% की गवर्नमेंट है और वो खुद ही उनको मालूम है। एक एमएलए के पास 8-8 करोड़ रुपए मिलते हैं, एक्शन नहीं लेते हैं। यहाँ पर अपोजिशन का कोई छोटा मोटा भी मिला है, उसको इतना बड़ा बनाते हैं और उसको निकालो, इसको निकालो, ईडी को बुलाओ करते हैं, और जिसके पास कुछ भी संपत्ति भी नहीं है वो अपोजिशन पार्टी को सताते हैं। ये गवर्नमेंट अपने को खुद ही करप्ट है और दूसरों को करप्ट बोल रही है।
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the report card so far this year when it comes to the 2024 semi-finals, at the moment it seems like advantage Modi and BJP. The Modi factor has bolstered the Saffron Party to sweep the northeast and form governments in Meghalaya, Tripura and Nagaland with its allies apart from Karnataka. Mizoram, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Telangana are now expected to go to elections before the Mahayuddh of 2024. So who is going to win this trailer that comes, this semi-final that comes ahead of the 2024 elections? That is the question we are asking on the Newshour tonight. Who will seal the 2024 semi-finals? The legitimate question on the Newshour.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the debate tonight, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author Nazir, National Spokesperson of the JDS, Riju Datta, National Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, making her debut on the Newshour tonight, Priyanka Kakkar, National Spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, with me in the studios tonight. But my first question goes to Mr. Lokesh Jindal, leader of the Congress Party. And Lokesh Jindal, DK Shivakumar distributing 500 rupee notes. Mr. Kharge there says, छोटा मोटा मिलता है opposition के पीछे तो पीछे पड़ जाते हैं और they don't go after anybody from the BJP. छोटा मोटा छोड़ देना चाहिए, छोटे मोटी चोरी चोरी नहीं होती. लोकेश जिंदल जी.
Good evening, Navika. When we compare what Karnataka has gone through in the previous 5 years, any form of corruption would look small in front of the magnitude in which BJP-led government in Karnataka has abused, misused, and made a mockery of law and order and indulged into rampant corruption. Right from the time period when Yediyurappa was made to resign in the midterm, followed by Mr. Bommai, followed by the Lokayukt catching the bureaucrat, Madal Prashant red-handed, followed by their own minister demanding a 40% bribe, their own corporator committing suicide. Almost everywhere, BJP government, it left a mark of corruption. You look at their ministries, departments, their performance, whether it is the installing of statues in the airports, to the condition of roads in Bangalore, towards anything, everywhere there was rampant corruption. And now in 2023, this BJP, which does not have any fuel, it is resorting to caste-based politics. It has come out with reservation-based politics. Now it is suddenly trying to play the communal card again. The 4% OBC reservation of Muslims is done away with. It is being given, handing over to Vokaligas and Lingayats. It is trying to divide the scheduled caste voter base, trying to get some form of, the carrot and stick policy. This political party plays the caste card. This political party indulges into corruption. This political party divides the society on communal lines, but then it comes out with a propaganda that they are the one who are aiming at unifying the society. It is ulta chor kotwal ko date.
Oh.
It is the most corrupt form of an
no
ideology. It's a most corrupt form of government.
Those notes,
and the people of
no
Karnataka
explanation for those notes that are flying around in the rally of. Well, Lokesh Jindal, it's not a rally speech, but let me get in Mr. Gaurav Bhatia to respond to all the charges that have been made by the Congress spokesperson. Gaurav Bhatia.
Navika, yesterday the Prime Minister spoke and he gave a very clear message that all the corrupt people will be booked. And this glue of corruption that we see would not be able to save the corrupt. And I must say, ये कहना गलत नहीं होगा, सारे भ्रष्टाचारी चिपक रहे हैं बारी बारी. ऐसा जोड़ है कि फेविकॉल भी दूसरी तरफ देखने लगे, Navika. And let me first spell out, Mr. DK Shivakumar himself is out on bail on a corruption charge. The court refused to quash his case. But why blame DK Shivakumar? The Gandhi Parivar, the most corrupt in the world amongst the political families, 3 members are out on bail. Sonia Gandhi out on bail, corruption charge, National Herald case. Rahul Gandhi out on bail, National Herald case, Robert Vadra anticipatory bail, corruption charge, land scam. Now P. Chidambaram, again corruption charge, Karti Chidambaram, corruption charge, and Bhupinder Hooda, corruption charge. There are many more. They can have a corruption cricket league and then decide who's the most corrupt. They all draw inspiration from the Gandhi Parivar, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Second, the larger question is the hypocrisy of the Congress party. Let me expose it. This is a tweet of the Delhi president of the Congress unit when Manish Sisodiya got arrested. The Congress unit, Anil Chaudhary, said, welcome arrest, pakado, bhrashtachari hai. The ED, CBI, when they act against the Gandhi Parivar and the Congress leaders who are the most corrupt, then it is a case of political vendetta. But when you act against Manish Sisodiya, then it is good. CBI and ED are good, giving a, tough run, and they're doing a good job. Now, second tweet. This is the Congress party tweet targeting Mamata Banerjee and stating that Mamata Banerjee, under your nose, corruption is happening. Narda's case, Sharda case, Rahul Gandhi tweeting, Sonia Gandhi also remarking. And then all of them join hands to pressurize the investigating agencies.
Okay.
ये कैसे political दल हैं, Navika ji? Third, I challenge the Congress spokesperson and the TMC spokesperson here, or any other opposition party. Show me a judgment of the Supreme Court or the High Court where you have plead that this is political vendetta and a case pursued by the EDI and CBI has been quashed by the Supreme Court and the High Court. Rather, Abhishek Banerjee moved the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court refused to quash his case. Partha Chatterjee, you remember the Gulabi Gaddi jisme baithe the? He still not got bail. And we all know about Anubrata Mandal. So when they are corrupt, the investigating agencies will do their job, and that is what hurts them the most.
Well, so let me get in Priyanka Kakkar. And Priyanka Kakkar, it's true. Nothing could get the opposition together. Everybody was looking at their own bastions, their own politics, their own leaders to be projected as prime ministerial hopefuls. The minute the issue of Bhrashtachar came in, suddenly everybody is coming together, standing together, fighting together. The fact is, this country has seen, your party's ministers being in jail. And they have applied for bail several times. So far, bail has not been given to Satyendra Jain. So far, the courts haven't even given a reprieve to Mr. Manish Sisodiya. The point being here that these are issues that have to be dealt in courts of law. Just as the issue of the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi, where the appeal lies with the higher court. Why are all of these issues being brought to the streets and democracy is dead, becoming the refrain of all political parties to distract attention away from the Bhrashtachar or the corruption issue that is topmost on the Janta's mind?
Navika ji, good evening to everyone. Navika ji, it is not the first time that our leaders are in jail. In fact, since we came to power, we've been constantly imprisoned. And unfortunate is the case with Manish Sisodiya ji, for example, that his name doesn't even feature in the charge sheet. Not a single rupee has been recovered from him, but he is behind bar. What question should be asked of Mr. Gaurav Bhatia here also? Actually, the problem, before I go to the question to Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, is that we are currently governed by a Prime Minister who has less knowledge, who's not as educated and is not as literate as a PM should be. So, for example, I'll take this question to Gaurav.
People's of Representation Act, there is no minimum qualification that has been put there. The Constitution doesn't prescribe that.
Of course not. Let me finish.
This issue being raised?
I'm raising this issue because it is laughable when the PM talks about making chai out of Nala gas and generating a business out of it. It is laughable. It is also, we can see the result in the failed policy in demonetization, which was supposed to bring back black money, but it is already in circulation. 99.3% black money is already in circulation in the market.
Which is also something the Supreme Court has given its clearance too.
Let me please finish. Let me please finish, Navika ji. I'll come to the point. See, 85 lakh crore is the loan that this government took in the past 7 years, whereas all previous governments took a loan of 55 lakh crores. This is because of a failed policy, because we have an illiterate PM. We are also suffering because we are paying tax. We are even taxed on curd today. We are taxed on milk today. All of these failed policies reflect that the PM should have had better knowledge. We see that recently, 25,000, this is a government report and Mr. Bhatia can verify. There's a government report that if you earn 25,000 rupees today, you are in the top 10% of the country. This is because this is a failed policy. This is the result of a failed policy.
Okay.
That
so,
$1 today, $1 today is
okay, so in 9 years you are saying
82.735.
everything is a failed
Let
policy.
me-
Yet you've spoken for
I have to connect it with corruption.
No, you
Let
have
me.
spoken for 120 seconds, 2 minutes.
Grateful, very grateful.
Opening comment.
But I'm not done.
You haven't come to the point. But
I am
all
coming
the
now.
charges that you've made, Mr. Gaurav
This
Bhatia
was
wants to
important.
respond
One
to.
more point
Okay,
before you
what's
can take
it?
it. See, Mr. Bhatia is a senior advocate. He very well knows that to curtail corruption, for example, the ED boss has been given an extension for 3 years now. When the law, 2021 Supreme Court judgment very clearly said that this practice cannot be followed. BJP went back and amended the law. The amicus, as recently as last week, Mr. Bhatia is very well aware, said that this practice is a question on the integrity of the ED. So we have been constantly saying that misuse of agencies. Now you may take my question to Mr. Bhatia.
Okay, Mr. Bhatia, many charges apart from the fact that no comment on corruption, no comment on why bail is not being given.
It
but
is a
many
process. It will take time. Ultimately, we'll be granted bail. I assure you, it is not the first time that our Bidhayaks and MPs have been jailed.
Gaurav Bhatia, respond.
All right. Yes. So, Navika, a few facts I would like to now put, and then I will answer whatever the AAP spokesperson said. First of all, remember Arvind Kejriwal, the old Arvind Kejriwal. He spoke about property and propriety, and he said, अगर आरोप लगे किसी नेता पे तो तुरंत इस्तीफा दे देना चाहिए, बाद में बरी हो जाओगे तो आ जाना फिर से नेतागिरी करने. शांत शांत. Navika ji बौखला आ रही है, मैडम जी.
Don't interrupt each other, otherwise the flow. No, but flow stops and audio delays make the debate difficult. Gaurav, complete your point.
Thank you. So then Arvind Kejriwal decided to give his own corrupt minister Kattar Imandar certificate. What happened? The fact is Satinder Jain, arrested on 30th of May 2022, has not been able to get bail for the last 10 months, Navika. When he has been moving from one court to the other, 10 months, no bail granted. Rather, the Delhi High Court said Arvind Kejriwal should introspect whether a tainted minister should be part of Council of Ministers or not. Second, Manish Sisodia, Bharat Ratna milna tha. Do you know the Supreme Court refused any relief to him? The CBI and the ED court also have given custody to the investigating agencies, not granting him bail. This is second. Please, Navika, ask her to be quiet.
Why are you giving misinformation? Doesn't suit your stature. You are a senior advocate designated.
Okay, please.
It doesn't suit your stature to lie. You know Manish has never been to Supreme Court to seek bail. Don't you know that?
Okay.
Aren't you aware?
Okay. Okay. Can she be quiet? Can she be quiet?
Can you stop misinforming? It's been quite a few years.
All right, complete your point, Gaurav.
Please. Okay, Navika, please. Navika, please. Thank you. Navika, third point is the questions that people are asking. First, if the excise liquor sharab policy was so good, then why did you withdraw the same? Why did you waive 144 crores of your Mitra Bandhu? Third, why did you sack the ministers if they were So Kattar Imandar. And let me also remind Arvind Kejriwal, he made charges against late Arun Jaitley ji, later apologized, unqualified apology. Nitin Gadkari, he did the same. Kapil Sibal, he did the same. So he is a habitual liar, and after his lies and cheating gets caught, then he indulges
So you were
in
saying
water
demonetization was
without any
successful?
substance. And I must say, in the end, that no, please, ma'am can be quiet for a while. Ma'am, please, whoever you are, I understand you are new in the game. You don't have to interrupt. Batting, when you get your batting, you can hit a six or get a hit wicket done. Don't speak.
Done with
last,
personal comment.
but
Okay.
not
I'm not going on the video.
everybody-
I'm not going on the video where you blame the BJP for orchestrating riots in Muzaffarnagar, Muradabad, Saharanpur,
one minute.
and
Allow me
accusing
to
the
get in.
RSS
Allow
and
me
the-
to get
No,
in
I'm
some
not
order.
getting
Let me just advise all my panelists. Let's not get personal. We
She's
lose.
clearly very disturbed tonight.
Yeah,
That's good.
we lose the train
good.
of the debate itself, and it's not fair to the
That's very
people who
good.
tuned in for this debate. But the fact of the matter is that today corruption has been made into a joke. I want to come to you, Riju Datta, and then to Dr. Anand Ranganathan. But Riju Datta, I want to play a video of what Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, did today during her dharna. Let's first, ladies and gentlemen, look into that video.
Why washing machine, 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 washing machine.
Well, Riju Datta, you know, is politics now all about drama, skits? You know, this is the dharna ke washing machine called BJP, black clothes go in, white clothes come out. Have you forgotten the bundles of 2,000 rupee notes that came out of the aid of Partha Chatterjee's house? This country hasn't forgotten. Crores and crores, trunks and trunks. I think 13 trunks came out of that one house and were put into a van before they were taken away. Riju Datta, my question is, either the opposition thinks that corruption is not an issue or should not be an issue for the people. People should really make their choices based on something else. Or you've decided that there is a race now. मैं करप्ट नहीं हूं, मेरे से ज्यादा करप्ट वो है, उसको पकड़ो, मुझे मत पकड़ो, उसको पकड़ो, छोटा चोरी यू कम आफ्टर ऑपोजिशन, बड़ा चोरी यू डोंट डू. अरे what is this argument that is being made by political parties in the public space?
Okay. Now, Navika ji, give me the courtesy of time, please. See, there is a dangerous precedence in this country, and the precedence has been set by BJP that if you are a thug, a con man, a murderer, even a rapist, as long as you join the BJP, you get clear, you wash yourself with the Lotus detergent and go through the Bhajpa washing machine, all your sins are washed away. Case in point, Shubhendu Adhikari, ED, CBI, charge sheet mentioned, not even called. Case in point, Dilip Ghosh. You were talking about the recruitment scam. The kingpin of the recruitment scam, Prashanna Rai. In ED seizure, Dilip Ghosh's home registration documents were found. Not a single notice served, ma'am. Gaurav Bhatia was talking about hypocrisy. Well, the biggest hypocrisy is in the recent concluded Northeast elections. In the Meghalaya, Amit Shah went rally after rally. सबसे भ्रष्ट है मेघालय गवर्नमेंट, सबसे भ्रष्ट है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फर्मा. फिर दो विधायक को लेके सरकार बना लिए. वाह गुरु, सारा पाप धुल गया. And Conrad Sagma is the blue-eyed boy of BJP now. So basically the Prime Minister comes on TV, gives these perfect speeches, good to hear, nice to sound speeches, then goes back to the drawing room and does exactly the opposite. The BJP is a party of hypocrites, is a party of criminals. Out of all the MPs in the parliament, 43% of them has serious criminal charges against them. Can they deny that? They cannot deny that. Now, I'm telling you, you told about Partha Chatterjee and from his girlfriend's house, trunks and trunks of money has been recovered. Correct. That is why we have thrown him out of the party in 6 days. Only 6 days. And I'm telling you, madam,
you didn't know about... you called her the girlfriend, I did, but you didn't know before that. You needed the ED to tell you that.
Madam, मैडम खत्म तो करने दो. When Yadurappa, आप साउथ इंडिया में जाएंगे, you are one of the best journalists in this country. Every person, every child in South India knows the biggest scamster there is Yadurappa. He is felicitated by the PM. और आप हमसे पूछ रहे हैं. I will only tell you this, I'm finishing. That change is the only constant, and all the chameleons that appear on TV who switch political jerseys every 5 years, when the change will come and the government will change, you have to excavate the Indian Ocean for their funds. इतने चोर हैं ये लोग. ये सब अभी समुंदर के नीचे भी पैसे रखने लग गए. Wait for the change. We are just waiting for it.
You are waiting for the change. Fair point. But Dr. Anand Ranganathan, you were raising your hand. What do you make out of all the points that have been made by various political parties?
गुड इवनिंग नाविका. आज मैं आधा मिनट का और रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा बिकॉज आई नीड टू रिबट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल माय गुड फ्रेंड रिजुदा इन 10 seconds before I come to my thesis. Now, interestingly, Rijuda talked about Dilip Ghosh, all the corrupt people inducted in the BJP. He talked about Shuvendu Adhikari. I wonder why he missed out Mr. Mukul Roy. Because he's gone back to TMC. Okay, all right. And as far as Ms. Kakkad is concerned, all of us welcome her. This is her first.
Even
and
he
she's
is not
behaved herself.
investigated, Dr. Ranganathan.
No, Rijuda, please, I didn't interrupt you. And we greatly welcome Ms. Kakkad, and she's been very articulate. But unfortunately, पहली दिन में उन्होंने महीने भर की गलतियां कर दी हैं. सिर्फ 2 बताना चाहूंगा मैं. She's entirely wrong when she says Sisodia did not apply to the Supreme Court for a bail. In fact, his bail was rejected. That is the reason Supreme Court threw it out, and he had to go to court. So factually, she's incorrect.
Secondly, you are incorrect. Please go through the technicalities of the matter. Please, sir.
Please.
Let's not misinform, sir.
Sir,
you are supporting a party जिनको मेहुल चौकसी नहीं दिख रहा, जिनको ललित मोदी नहीं दिख रहा, जिनको
ये मैं जान सकता हूँ enthusiasm है.
Enthusiasm नहीं है, sir. Just because you are new or I have just been introduced to you anyway, let's not get personal, sir. You have your views about not questioning.
He's shown the fact that there was.
It is an incorrect fact. There are technicalities involved. It was not a bail application there. The Chief Justice, the Honorable Chief Justice asked us to go for bail to Rouse Avenue Court. That's what we did. It was not a bail application, sir. Please correct yourself.
Okay, you went to Supreme Court and the Chief Justice directed you, but it was not a bail application. The fact is, Manish Sisodia matter whether it was bail matter or whether it was something else, it went to Supreme Court. 1 minute. 1 minute. Anand Ranganathan, complete your point.
Yes.
पर कैसे इतने constant interruption और ये कह रहे हैं she just called the Prime Minister illiterate. The Prime Minister holds 2 degrees.
Less educated. Which he is not ready to publicize. He's not ready to show it through the RTI.
Navika, are we going to continue like this?
I mean, just let's talk facts. Let's not talk facts, sir. Let's not misinform.
You know, in a debate, you have to allow the other person to speak so that you can hear, and if you want to rebut, you have to wait for your turn.
It's my first time, so I'm learning. Please excuse me.
Okay, all right. Anand Ranganathan, make your point.
Thank you, Ms. Kakkad. Excuse, please. Thank you very much. As I said, you've been very articulate. Please give us the courtesy as well. Now, Prime Minister has bona fide 2 degrees. He is an MA, which are 2 degrees more than Manish Sisodia. Manish Sisodia is only 12th class pass. Ironically, he was the education minister. So much for your calling others uneducated and
illiterate. Talking about the PM post, sir.
I can't. Navika, you know, this is just completely not.
Priyanka, I'll really have to lower your fader. Okay, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I'm lowering my fader as well because we're both in the studio. We're lowering all faders, only Anand speaks.
Thank you very much. Now let us come to the main thesis. Navika, please give me a couple of minutes or a little bit more because I've been constantly interrupted. Look, there are 2 issues here. And in the interests of the common man, both need going into. We must always, as you do always, Navika, keep the nation above everyone else and everything else because we, 1.4 billion people, are its rightful chowkidars. The Prime Minister anointed us so. And we take our responsibility very seriously. Now, it is no one's grouse that the Congress is corrupt from head to toe. For crying out loud, its minister was caught today throwing 500 rupee notes at the crowd from atop a bus, trying possibly to beat the moral code of conduct. And it is also a fact that the Congress is more corrupt than the BJP, absolutely. But I ask, Is there such a thing as a little bit pregnant? Is Congress your benchmark? Because if it is, then even Imelda Marcos is less corrupt, Navika. Look, the fact is that the Prime Minister spoke on corruption in his echo chamber to thunderous applause, but what he spoke is far from the truth. The BJP leaders are petrified of telling him this. And so the onus is on us, the Chaukidar. Let me give you only the facts on how the BJP has tackled corruption. Number one, the High Court convicted both the BJP and the Congress for FCRA violations. I repeat, convicted. And what happened? The BJP simply amended the FCRA Act retrospectively in Parliament, took it back to the emergency era, and the crime was annulled. The courts couldn't do a thing. Is that not corruption? Number two, dozens of politicians who the BJP cried were corrupt and wanted them in jail are now happily in the BJP. Remember when BJP had demanded an ED raid on TDP's Y.S. Chaudhary, alleging a fraud of 6,000 crores? Well, before the agencies could act, Mr. Chaudhary promptly joined the BJP. When confronted with all this hypocrisy, the BJP and its spokespersons, they say all these people haven't been convicted yet. To which I say, even Jagdish Titler hasn't been convicted yet. So will you welcome him to the BJP tomorrow? To that the BJP says, we don't accept anyone who has a court case running. To which I say, what about Karnataka's Anand Singh? He has more than a dozen court cases running, some for serious forest crime offences. In fact, the BJP blocked roads, did dharnas, demanding his arrest when he was in Congress. But then he joined the BJP, and then the BJP made him, believe it or not, the forest minister. Is that not corruption? Number three, the very fact that 1,830 moth-eaten PSUs still exist, 400 of them non-functional, despite Mr. Modi saying the government has no business to be in business, is because government can use them as cash cows. Remember how in 2017, the Modi government ordered the PSUs to pay for its third anniversary celebrations? Forced PSU donations, sponsorships, bank loans is routine. Is that not corruption? I can go on and on, but Navika, just 20 seconds. The incontrovertible fact is that while our present PM might not be corrupt, like our last PM was also supposedly not, by turning a blind eye to all these corrupt practices, they have encouraged corruption.
Well, Gaurav Bhatia, these are some concerns that have been put forth by many. One, how come people who have a record of corruption become clean when they join the BJP? How come for power you ally with anybody when you just before election say that they are corrupt and they are neck deep in corruption? And number three, how come everybody in the opposition is corrupt, but there is absolutely no shadow of doubt on anybody in the BJP? Now, these are very important facts that people in this country are today asking, and you must respond to these charges.
Okay. And I will. I must and I will. First of all, I think I take a lot of pride, like any other citizen, that under Narendra Modi ji's government, we have not seen any 2G scam kind of corruption. 122 licenses cancelled by the Honorable Supreme Court. That judgment still remains. Coalgate scam. The allocation of coal mines were again cancelled by the Honorable Supreme Court. And I can challenge even Anand Bhai that you show me a judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court where on any policy decision taken by Narendra Modi ji's government, the Honorable Supreme Court has quashed our policy and has indicted us by saying that this is an act of corruption or we have done something illegal. The answer is a categorical no. Second, I think a comparative data would really help, Anand Bhai. You may have some points, concerns, like any other citizen which we respect. But I'll tell you, this is an example of functioning of the ED. The CBI, you remember? The Honorable Supreme Court during the Congress time had said it's a cage parrot. Now we don't hear such lines. Rather, it's a hawk biting the corrupt who are not getting any relief or quashing from the High Court and the Supreme Court. ED, these are the numbers for you. Between 2005 to 2014, the number of raids conducted by ED were 112. In the last 9 years under Modi ji's government, it's an active investigating agency conducting 3010 raids, and this number will make you happy, not smile and laugh at the number. Property seized under the Congress was 5346 crores, 5346 crores. Under the Modi government, it is 1,04,000 crore. Third number, the insolvency code introduced the fugitive law brought in, and do you know we have recovered 6 lakh crore of the NPAs and the bad debts created by the Congress government? 6 lakh crore. That's a very whopping number. Third, you spoke about the BJP leaders, and very rightly, Anand Bhai, you pointed out, otherwise I would have, that the TMC spokesperson completely forgot about Mukul Roy. Now let us first talk about Mukul Roy's case. He indulged in corruption, alleged corruption, during the TMC days. When he joined the BJP, he was charge sheeted and interrogated on 29th of September 2019 when he was in the BJP. Now he is back in TMC. We all know. तो कौन सी लॉन्ड्री मशीन है, ममता जी को बताना चाहिए. Second, case of Himant Biswa Sarma. They spread rumors and falsehood. I will apprise you. Himant Biswa Sarma in a corruption matter is a witness. He is not an accused in the case. Third, they talk about Yediyurappa ji. The Honorable Supreme Court has granted a stay in the matter. Now, as a law-abiding citizen, you would also agree, Anand ji, that any person, political, whether from the BJP or the opposition, has the right to move the High Court and the Supreme Court. And if the Supreme Court finds that, there needs to be a protection, they grant the protection. Nobody can question that. Last but not the least, to the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, I just want to say one thing, that Arvind Kejriwal is the one who called Lalu Prasad Yadav also corrupt. How they now, hand in hand and trying to fight Narendra Modi ji. He also said that others are corrupt from the Congress, but today he's seen in their company. The reason is very simple, Navika. The reason is all put together also do not have the might to take on Narendra Modi ji, his honesty and dedication for the country, and they might come together, but it's only the numbers of the political parties that they're looking at, and we are looking at the numbers of the seats that we will win in 2024, creating a new record.
Well, let me get in Nazma Nazir of the JDS, and I must Priyanka Kakkar, I must also correct you that against the arrest of Manish Sisodia, the Aam Aadmi Party did approach the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court on Tuesday, 1 minute now, allow me to read.
Go ahead.
The Supreme Court on Tuesday refused to entertain a petition filed by Manish Sisodia, Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, challenging the arrest by the Central Bureau of Investigation, corruption relating to the now scrapped excise policy. Chief Justice Chandrachud said that if parties start approaching the top court without exhausting other remedies, then every case will land in the Supreme Court. The petitioner must go back to the court.
That is what I'm saying.
So you did go to the Supreme Court.
But it was not. So you said he said bail application was rejected by Supreme Court.
The arrest was challenged. The arrest was challenged, but Nazma Nazir. Nazma Nazir.
And since he was mentioning about corruption, here is one JPC that we are demanding. That is why opposition has come
Nazma
together.
Nazir, my question to you simply is this: by all opposition parties coming together, standing against Prime Minister Narendra Modi and finding a new glue, which is the corruption charge, because you're facing corruption charges, everybody gets together. Do you think that's going to help in elections?
In the Karnataka, when it comes to Karnataka, we have seen that 40% thing in Karnataka, and very recently, day before yesterday, Madal Virupakshappa arrested due to when he was taking bribe. He got when he and his own son Prashant, the KS officer of Karnataka, KPSC officer of Karnataka, both get attacked. So this shows how the BJP is. And Anand Singh, in the case of Anand Singh, in the case of Muniratna, his own Tulsi Munikrishna has made allegation against Muniratna when he was in Congress. Now, like जैसे ममता दीदी बोले, like it was BJP is just like washing machine. So this is the right thing. BJP तो बोलते आई है कि हम corruption free हैं, हम corruption को दूर करेंगे. But now what's happening? Whenever the BJP is ruling, in all the states, BJP is just like doing corruption like
Okay.
में कभी भी नहीं था.
So is corruption an issue anymore or not? Is corruption an issue anymore or not, Dr. Anand Ranganathan? What is the verdict?
Navika, first of all, I must thank Gaurav Bhai for brilliant articulation in his response to me. I'm very grateful for that. मैंने 3-4 सवाल पूछे थे, उसमें एक का ही आंसर दिया, वो अलग बात है, लेकिन मैं उनसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहूंगा. नाविका, that answers your question as well. Gaurav Bhai, straight question.
Time कम
in your assessment,
आनंद भाई का टाइम मिलेगा.
in your assessment, is A Raja corrupt? Yes or no?
नहीं, मेरा असेसमेंट आप मांग रहे हैं तो मैं कहूंगा कि प्राइमा फेसाई बिल्कुल.
No, but then the courts have to declare that, and in the courts he's been left scot-free, and in 9 years, that case has not come to a conclusion, and therefore, what really does happen? Robert Vadra, so many cases against him. What's happened in 9 years? Well, the public will ask those questions.
Please, मैं समझा देता हूँ. I will answer that.
Okay.
I will answer that if you allow me, please.
Yeah.
Navika, please allow me. You know, in any case, the performance of a government or an investigating agency has to be judged by the investigation and filing of the charge sheet. Once the cognizance is taken in a court of law and charges are framed, it is not the investigating agency or the government that determines the pace of conviction or acquittal. It is the court. And separation of power dictates the fact that you cannot ask a government to do anything about it, because if the court decides to take some time,
well, in which case then the electorate will have to do a degree in law to be able to understand the intricacies of law. But that's not the way it works. My friend Gaurav Bhatia, I'm completely out of time. I'm completely out of time. But the question tonight is, you know, the public is extremely intelligent, and every time people underestimate the judgment of the people, they make a very wise decision. While the public is not missing the fact that there are many who have allegations of corruption listed against them, they're not missing the fact that they are now opportunistically coming together to form an alliance, but they're also not missing the point that why is there corruption charges only against the opposition and nothing on anybody who is then associated with the BJP. Those questions will be asked by the people of this country. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1. On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 12